The tinfoil hats are on. Let's talk about aliens.
So good, dude.
It's the dumbest thing we've ever done. Welcome back to Color Break, your third favorite podcast. This one's all about aliens. Me and Kody, I think we connect on liking the idea of aliens at least. I don't think we've ever been like, dude, they're out there. Please, we got to do something about this.
Right.
But we talk about this. I know your grandpa was big into aliens, and I know I grew up watching alien movies and documentaries, and I think it was always really important to me. I think it's bananas to me that someone would think they do not exist. But without further ado, I'm here with my co-host Kody Collects. Kody, say something quick.
Hey, dude, how's it going? Glad to be with you today for episode 51.
Yeah.
Kind of like Area 51, guys. You get it? That's why this one's all about aliens. You got to explain that or else it doesn't make sense.
Well, I was going to get there, but I thought I would introduce you. You're hijacking the episode, dude. From the get-go. But no, we're going to talk all about aliens. We're not just going to do comic books. We're going to do movies, novels. That's pretty new in our lives. Right,
I don't know if our audience knows about those. You guys heard about books?
They don't got drawings, dude. It's wild. But it is something that I think it's going to be interesting diving into different mediums. I might even throw in a TV show. Who knows?
I got some TV.
Oh, you got some TV. Good,
Absolutely,
good.
Dude.
Well, yeah. I think let's jump right in. And I think our first topic is going to be alien movies.
Okay, so split it down to movies first. I guess, actually, you know what, Christian? Because you brought it up, right? And because you were in the pitching of this idea, you had brought it up too. Just the connection of aliens and my grandpa, right?
Yeah. Let's go for it.
I think that is where this kind of starts this whole journey that we're about to get into, like my love for aliens or whatever.
Yeah.
My grandpa was like the vice president of some like alien organization in the Midwest. I don't know, actually. I have his ID card from. I guess I don't want to dox my grandpa.
That's really cute.
Passed away. I don't know. Look at this. So,
dude,
was the organization. So, he was the state section director. Okay. So, anyways, he was big.
That's really cool, dude.
UFO organization. Aliens were always just in the background of my life. Obviously, a bunch of alien movies that we're going to get into. A lot of my early memories kind of associated with aliens, that sort of thing, related to my grandpa, big part of my life, and it's since passed away, like I was saying. Unfortunately, I didn't get to, I guess, talk to him. I wasn't, because he passed away just recently, I wasn't at the age where I could have an intelligent conversation about the existence of aliens and his theories and all that stuff. So
you probably talked about it when you were a kid, but as
right,
an
just
adult,
so but I do know he has all these different documents and binders that he left us. There's one that has every true accounting of aliens in a big binder that he's kind of compiled together. And his whole thing was he put some fake ones in there. That way, if someone tries to rip off his book, he can be like, "This one's fake. Here's the proof. This one's fake."
That's really cool, dude.
But anyway, so. Yeah, that's just my grandpa. That kind of started my, I guess, love for alien media and just the question of, are they out there and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Also, just real quickly, I just want to mention, I've got COVID, guys, and I swear to God, one of the symptoms is sweaty lip. So I'm just going to be wiping my lip, guys, but I swear it's just sweat, all right?
I do not think that's the case. I think he's lying about this one because I had COVID. I never had a sweaty upper lip.
You didn't have that symptom, dude?
No.
That's the crazy part is that the one that was going around, people were saying oh, you might get razor throat. I didn't get razor throat.
That one sounds scary, dude.
Yeah,
razor throat?
Mine was just normal COVID or whatever. So, but anyways, I just want to let you guys know in case you're like, why does Kody look like he's dying? Why does he sound terrible?
I think you always do both of those things.
Right, it's just normal. It's just normal. But yeah, so I just want to get into very quickly the origins for my love for aliens. It all stems from my grandpa. But yeah, dude, like you were saying, you want to start with, so we got movies. I know we had okay, so movies to start.
Yeah, I can talk about quickly movies. I think I'm gonna start with one that is so much an alien movie, but I don't think anyone would ever like call it an alien movie. But it is
Nailed
the
it, dude.
first movie I ever remember watching,
Okay.
and that's Star Wars, dude.
Star Wars, nice. Okay,
Star
starting
Wars
starting
is
it. Yeah, yeah.
Star Wars is so much an alien movie. I mean, my favorite one is Empire. I feel like
Empire.
it's
Yep.
like when I was a kid, like finding out that like because I didn't get spoiled. I got to like
Oh, right, right,
experience it. And like Empire was so good. It wasn't just like a silly adventure movie. It was really like dark and deep.
right,
Irvin Kershner definitely like. I mean, he directed that. He was George Lucas's college professor, I think. And it is a way darker movie. Like jumping from A New Hope to Empire,
right.
you
Like
start with a tauntaun
totally
getting like stabbed, like cut in half to put
right.
like Luke in it, and it's just so good, honestly. I don't think there's a lot that needs to be said about Star Wars, but I do want to remind people that it is an alien movie. Like just because Mark Hamill's in it doesn't mean anything.
Dude, so you're right. It is an alien movie. I'm glad someone brought it up because to be honest with you, I wasn't gonna bring up Star Wars at all. So I'm glad that you
Good,
did. Out of the two of us, it definitely seems like you have the, I guess, like bigger touchstones to the Star Wars
yeah,
franchise.
probably yeah.
Tell me about something, dude. What's like a Star Wars memory you had? I mean, you talk about reading
Ooh,
Empire or whatever and having it not spoiled for you, but
so
I'm just curious
I
about other
think my
Star Wars
favorite
memories.
Star Wars memory is about Rise of Skywalker, which everyone hates.
Rise of
I
Skywalker is the
the
number
last,
nine.
yeah.
Okay.
Everyone hates it. I don't care. I enjoyed it a lot. Why? I I watched it with my dad and my brother, and like first movie I remember watching was A New Hope. So getting to the point where it's like
Mm,
it's the conclusion of the saga. As soon as the credits rolled, I cried, and it wasn't like just like a little like it's just a tear. I was sobbing,
gotcha.
but not because of the movie. The plot couldn't matter less. It was just sitting next to my dad and experiencing it, and it's funny because I hugged him and I was like, "Thank you," and he was like, "What's going on?"
Oh, right, right, right.
It wasn't that sad. She's just Rey Skywalker now. But dude, like that, it made me cry so much. Just like, hey, we completed this thing. It took us like 20 years, but we did it together.
Mm,
It took him like 40 something, but it took me like 20.
right. You
It,
got to skip ahead a little bit, right?
yeah, no, I get to skip ahead a lot, but it was really nice. It was like a really fun experience that I'll never forget. Honestly, it's like I I felt so connected to my dad, and that's my favorite, Star Wars memory.
Dude, I love that. Kind of like a full circle moment with you and your
Yeah,
dad. That's really
a
beautiful
hundred
stuff,
percent.
dude. Even though maybe Rise of Skywalker is not my favorite movie of all time, it's cool to still get
So,
some positives out of
so
it for
this
sure.
hot take. I don't think it's the worst one.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think that's that hot. I mean, number two exists, right?
Yeah, Attack of the Clone. Thank you, because
That's what I'm
every
saying. You know what I'm saying? Like as bad as the prequel, like the new ones, the three, those are never as bad as number two. You know what I'm saying? They
dude.
can
Because
never get
like
that
I
high.
always say, like Attack of the Clones is a love story and not even a good one.
Yeah, it feels
Like here's the
stilted and
thing,
awkward and
the relationship between Anakin and Padme is really good, but
okay.
just the way it's written is not a good
Yeah.
love story. It's very cheesy. Like the dialogue's not great. So yeah, that's my take on Star Wars. Cody, what's your number one movie? Not in order of like favorites, but like what's the one on your list?
Yeah, dude. So like I was saying, I'm glad that someone brought up Star Wars because I don't know if I would have been to bring up Star Wars
Okay.
because growing up, gotta be honest with you, I was more of a Star Trek kid,
Ooh,
dude. Not gonna lie.
nice.
So just growing up, my mom, I don't, because it's like it's one of those things. Like you were just saying, right? Obviously, you
Yeah.
were shown the Star Wars movies from your dad, full circle moment, watching with your dad in the theaters.
Yeah.
For me, my mom wasn't that into Star Wars. She was always a Star Trek person growing up.
Okay.
So just watching like the original show, obviously Captain Kirk, Spock, like those were kind of more familiar to me than maybe some of the Star Wars stuff.
Okay.
Star Wars maybe was a franchise that I got into when I could have own free will of like the media that I consume, right? Um,
Yeah. No, that
so
makes sense.
yeah,
You know.
so just growing up, I was always a Star Trek kid, watching the original movies, and I haven't seen like my mom wasn't like Next Generation, like she wasn't like super so into watching all the new episodes and stuff like that.
Okay.
But Star Trek, just as a universe, definitely feels
Yeah.
more familiar to me
I
than Star Wars. So
my dad watched Next Generation. I remember watching
okay,
the Next Generation movies.
yep,
When in whichever one Data gets kidnapped by the whatevers,
like
that's
probably the Klingons or something.
no, it's not the
No,
Klingons. It's some motherfuckers with like robotic parts in their head.
oh, like the Borg.
Yes,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
that
the
was so
Borg.
good because they travel in time to like 2020 something.
Yeah, a lot of
They
time
go to
travel.
pet,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
That's such a good movie. I love that one.
And I
But
guess well, the one thing I will say about just the differences between Star Trek and Star Wars, I guess I just always like that the alternate history sort of slant that
yeah,
Star Trek's had, and that it feels like they are humans mixed with
yeah.
alien. Like it's of our universe. It feels more. I've said familiar a bunch this episode, but yeah,
When people compare them, like Star Wars and Star Trek, I always say like Star Wars is another like a galaxy far, far away. It's in the beginning. Star Trek is the future.
right,
Those two things do not relate. You know,
right,
and that's like if I make a movie about the 1950s here in America and a movie about the 1950s in Japan, it's not going to be the same. You
mm,
cannot compare those two things because like what makes that time and that movie is totally opposite of like Star Trek and Star Wars. Like Star Wars is a fantasy movie.
mm,
That's what it is. Star Trek is sci-fi,
right, yep.
and I
Well
don't
said,
know.
dude.
I watched the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies. That's where I got in.
Yeah, yeah. My mom was a big fan of those. Yeah, yeah,
Like I
absolutely.
first one I watched was the Next Generation one. Then J.J. Abrams releases his, and that's when I went back and rewatched the OG movies.
Funny that J.J. Abrams was a part of both franchises. I mean, what a guy,
Yeah,
right? But
and
yeah,
then he made Crazy.
yeah. I mean, so like the ones with Chris Pine, I didn't dislike them. I know a lot of people
I
have
like
their
him.
issues with them, but I think they're fun,
They're fun time.
sci-fi sort of movies. Definitely not as I don't know, like they don't hold up as well. Like in the terms of the pantheon of great sci-fi movies. I don't think they're going to stand the test of time compared to the original Star Trek, like Search for
Yeah,
Spock and stuff like that, Wrath of Khan, right? Like you're saying the peak of
but
sci-fi at a lot of times,
is
right?
it
So
fair? Do you think to compare them to like the OGs?
it's just different, like you're saying, right? I mean, it's
Because
just yeah,
like
it
to me, it's like even the sequel Star Wars movies. It's like, can you really like judge them based on the originals? Like this is for another generation. Like
another generation.
it's
Well
not
said,
gonna
yeah,
stack up to like the original in your head because like it was made for when you were a kid. Now you're an adult.
right.
Let the new kids enjoy it, and like if you don't want to watch, don't.
Well said, dude.
Yeah.
But that was my first pick, Star Trek. So it's kind of interesting that we had the balancing the Star Wars and
That
the Star Trek. So yeah.
I have a movie that I want to mention that I think you are gonna mention.
Okay. Okay. Lay it
So,
on me. Lay it on me.
The
See what we
Thing.
got. The Thing. I actually I got the Thing playing right over there because I was watching it before the show. That way I could be up to date because I haven't seen the Thing in a couple of years. So
I think I
I
watched it
watched.
last year.
Nice. I got to the part where they had just finished testing all the blood. So
Nice with
that
the. I
yeah
love that
that's where
scene.
I had to stop just now. So but yeah,
Dude, the thing. I'm not gonna get into it a lot. It's just like the practical. Ignore the
so good.
story. The
Okay.
practical effects are so good. And also, I want to ask you, like,
Yeah, yeah.
I've seen like I watched a video. It was like, we finally got the answer to like who was the alien at the end of like the thing.
Finally
And
got the answer, huh?
I'm like, do you think? I think I always knew it was Kurt Russell was like the human. He's the only surviving one. I didn't have like
Uh,
any doubt in my mind.
yeah, that's how I've always watched it too. Just because like, and when I was watching it, I was trying to pay attention too. But obviously I didn't get to the very end of the movie. I was trying to see if there was any point where Kurt Russell's character was alone that we didn't see. And to me, even after this rewatch, like I was saying, I still haven't finished it.
Yeah,
But to me, it's still Kurt Russell is going to end up
yeah,
being, and it's Childs is the guy
yeah.
that
I
is the
saw that
alien.
thing.
But I guess that is up for debate.
I was like, really? That's a debate. Like I,
Right.
in my head, I didn't know the debate existed because I just watched it last year. Look
Right.
at that. You got all the Blu-rays, dude.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I tried to bring a whole stack of all the media we're gonna talk about today. So,
I had the books right here.
mm.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I guess that's it for the thing.
Look,
Simple,
yeah,
easy.
yeah. No, so the thing was definitely on my list. So you know
Yeah,
me
I
super
knew.
well, dude.
Yeah,
Obviously, uh, you said it. I mean, the practical effects are so sick. I think what's really stuck out to me in this rewatch, especially, was just the fact that all the different aliens are so different, or like you know what I mean, like the different organisms and the different
yeah.
uses of practical effects. Like they're not all the same looking
It's
alien.
never the same thing. It's so
It's
like
just
novel
grotesque
every
and just
single time.
absolutely, dude. Like the one that pops off and his head's crawling around like a spider. Like
I
the
love
one
it,
that the
dude.
dog and all the faces and kind of twisted and
It's
mutilated.
really like a magical. There's like a beauty behind it
Yeah,
that shouldn't be there.
and as I was watching it too, I'm like, man, this movie just feels like it's flying. Like there's really just it's like so
It
lean, and they just skip right
because
to it. It's all action.
it is a horror movie,
Yeah, yeah.
and you know how I feel about horror movies, dude. I enjoyed it. I watched it alone, no problem.
Gotcha. Yeah, as far as horror movies, it's definitely not like like whoa, like jump. You
Yeah,
know,
because me like it can
it's
be
more
the
like
dumbest. It
psychological,
can
kind
be
of
the
like tense
dumbest thing.
thriller, right?
Like me and my brother are watching a Haunting of Hill House right now, and like
That is scary.
I'll be totally open. I'm covering my like one eye
That
and
show's scary. You don't need
my
to be
ears.
embarrassed, bro. That show's terrifying.
No, my
You're
brother's
right.
like, "Oh, you're covering your ears." I'm like, "Yes."
Right?
I'm scared, dude. I'm terrified right now. And then like he just like at the end he's like, "Good night," and then I'm like in my bed, I'm like, "Yeah, so do you work tomorrow?" And he won't answer. And that's
Right.
the worst thing ever because I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to turn around and see someone else there,
Just like
dude.
messing with you, dude.
But yeah, it's a horror movie, yes, but it didn't scare me.
Yeah, it's
Um,
more like a thriller type, I would say. But
yeah,
like, dude, it starts off with action. I mean, it starts off with those Norwegians trying to shoot the dog as they're flying the
it's
helicopter overhead. Like it really just starts with the story and just kind of throws you
and
into
it
it. So,
feels very organic, which I like.
mm, yeah, yeah, absolutely, dude. Really simple
Um,
setup. I mean, it's just the alien can turn into the humans. Which
yeah,
one of you guys is the alien at any given point, and it's no
it's
one
such a
knows.
good
And
premise.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
they did it in the X Files too, like that same premise.
okay.
And
It's pretty classic. I mean, it's like
you
it's the
know,
same setup for Among Us, dude. It's like everybody,
yeah,
you know, it's a
yeah,
One Night Werewolf, like it's all
that
that stuff.
that was gonna be my pick for video game, but I didn't pick it. Uh,
Among Us, yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you why. I've only played Among Us once, and I
Okay,
was the imposter, and I killed everyone before they voted.
okay. So it's
So
just like
I
you
was
win
like,
the
this,
game, and that's the best imposter round you could ever
but I
have.
was like, is this the game everyone's raging? Like everyone loves this. I won it in 30 seconds.
I love that, dude. I
Never
love
played
that.
again. But yeah,
Nice.
we both talked about the thing. Do you mind if I talk about?
Yeah, yeah. Go for your next one, dude. That's all I
This
had.
was
The thing
good.
is great. Yeah, yeah.
This is gonna be a quick one because I'm not done with it. But it's gonna be a TV show. It's the X Files, dude.
X Files. Yeah,
I
nice.
asked you to watch. I think season one a little bit because I'm halfway through season two.
Yeah, I was watching. I probably got to like I don't know, like episode 6 or something,
Yeah,
right? Like I just stopped watching it for something else, but I
because
was liking the vibe of it for sure.
yeah, not all of them are about aliens, but like when they are, it's so
Mm.
good, dude. Like Mulder and Scully are. I don't know. It's just such a like a good show. Like the
Yeah, yeah.
vibes are immaculate. The alien episodes are great because like it's not gonna look great. Like the effects are not always phenomenal,
Right.
but like the campiness of them adds so much to it. And I like how no one believes this man. And the only reason why the X Files like team exists is because they're like just let him do whatever he wants, dude.
He's like crazy crockpot. Just
Yeah, but I love it, dude. That's all I have to say about the X Files. I do want to finish it, but
mm.
it's long
How many?
as
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it like 10 seasons, something like
it's
that? Nine
too many
seasons.
seasons.
Yeah. Back when
But
TV did that, right? Back when TV shows
yeah,
had 9 seasons and 24
yeah.
episodes
I
each,
think like
right?
ignoring like Grey's Anatomy, the last show I remember doing that is like The Walking Dead.
Mm. Right, right.
But now you go for your thing.
Yeah, yeah. So next one I got movie. Let's talk about Arrival. You ever see Arrival, dude?
No, that's Amy Adams, or
Amy Adams and Kyle Renner. Renner? Is that how you say it? Jeremy Renner? I want to
Jeremy
say Kyle
Renner.
Renner. Actually, you know
dude.
why? It's because I just saw Kyle Chandler in an episode of Grey's Anatomy, the one with the bomb. So
I
I
know
know why
which one it
Kyle
is when
Chandler.
they're like, "Code Black, do
Yeah,
not
yeah.
move." Was there
Code
an ex?
Black.
Is there an exit wound, dude? I like
Yeah,
that episode. You see, I
yeah.
told you I watched it with my mom like
We
years
just watched
ago.
that episode, so
It's a good one.
yeah, yeah. But anyways, that's why. Anyway, Jeremy Renner, right? So Arrival, Arrival is so good. So back in the day, when I watched Arrival for the first time, I think I was just too young to kind of understand
Yeah,
like all
it
of
is
it,
a
right?
deep movie from what I've seen.
Yeah, so I just in preparation for this episode, I rewatched Arrival because I had a feeling that it would be good topic to talk about. And dude, Arrival is the truth. It's so fucking good. So like you were saying, Amy Adams, she plays like a person who's an expert on breaking down languages and
Yeah, because
understanding.
there's the like little thing that moves.
Yeah, yeah. So the whole story is about these aliens come down on these giant like egg shaped
Yeah,
obelisks. They like land all around the earth, and the aliens themselves are like these giant like tentacle squid beings,
nice.
and they talk in like circles. And so they need Amy Adams to like translate and understand what the heck these aliens are talking about.
That's
Try to
really
understand
dope.
why they're here on the planet. Um, and I'm not going to get into spoilers, but
Yeah, because I
um,
haven't watched.
yeah, yeah, and I definitely think you should check it out. But just like a insane twist, and I think that that's what really kind of spurred me up wanting to talk about it. This crazy twist that I didn't understand not nearly as much when I was a kid, but just like a crazy way to tell a story. Again, not gonna spoil it here, but yeah, just like the looming threat of these aliens that we don't understand. What's their purpose here?
Yeah,
And to me, it felt like one of the most realistic depictions of aliens coming to Earth. I mean, it's just like
yeah,
the fact that in movies when they come down to Earth and they're speaking English, right? I mean, that's
yeah.
just stupid, right?
That
So this
sounds,
movie was like, what would actually happen if aliens were to land on Earth, and
dude.
how would
That
the Earth react, and all the nations and countries and stuff.
I love that.
Yeah,
Honestly, I'm
it made me
excited to
cry
watch it.
too. A beautiful love story, I guess I'll say without
I think
spoiling
like
anything.
Amy
But
Adams has like good movies, but like
dude, Amy Adams is killer. I like
Jer-
her. I get that.
Jeremy Renner, like we don't talk enough about. He is a good act. I wish there was like an app where we could talk about
I
Jeremy
know.
Renner.
Well, actually, I think with that Jeremy Renner app, I don't think that I could be wrong, but I don't think users were allowed to post on it. I think it
No,
was
no,
just
it was
Jeremy
just
Renner would
it was
post something and everybody would get notified what Jeremy
yeah.
Renner
You
was
could comment
posting.
on it.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
That's so funny. I always like to
but
bring
yeah,
it up.
but yeah, definitely Arrival. I want everybody to watch it. It's so sick. One of the best sci-fi movies. One of the best
Good.
alien movies, depictions of an alien I've ever seen. And I think it's directed by Denis Villeneuve, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Which makes a ton of sense if you draw connect the dots between
Yeah,
this and something like Dune, right? Just the epic scale of these
it
giant monolithic
looks really good to be
crap.
honest.
Yeah, beautifully shot film. Yeah, really really great stuff
Well, I'll
with
watch it as soon as I
Arrival.
can. And
I forgot where I watched it, where it was streaming, but yeah,
well, I'll talk about my next movie,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's gonna be one of my like a classic in my house,
Okay.
Independence Day, dude.
Oh, nice. Independence Day. Nice. I was gonna make a joke about how COVID infected my body or whatever Jeff Goldblum says to like have the idea to give
Oh, like the virus,
the
yeah,
virus. I was gonna say like COVID is a
dude.
virus, much like nice
There
Independence
was a
Day.
scale to Independence Day that like the destruction feels so real,
True, actually true. Yeah, in
and it's
terms of
all
alien invasion movies.
it's
Yeah,
once again the practical effects of the explosions like kill
yeah,
me. And it's one of my dad's like I would say top three movies. He might disagree, who knows? But dude, every 4th of July I gotta watch it, and
nice.
I
It's a classic Fourth of July
and
movie. Yep, yep.
that Bill Pullman speech like is so like it's honestly important right now.
Yeah, very prescient or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, like it's
absolutely.
about like like the humankind banding
Right.
together to just like defeat one thing. It's
Mm.
such a good movie, dude. I don't know, I love it. It's like corny sometimes. The
Welcome
sequel
to
was
Earth.
yeah, Welcome to Earth. The sequel was not necessary. but I still
I
enjoyed
forgot
it.
there was a sequel.
The sequel is the first movie I watched in this country, and it's kind of funny. The first
Wow.
two movies I watched in this country after moving here: Independence Day 2 and Star Trek Into Dark, like the last one.
Gotcha. Yep.
So look at that. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Independence Day. Everyone, if it's playing, I don't think anyone in my family can like switch the channel. Not that like that's a thing anymore, switching channels, but you know what I mean.
No, I know what you mean, dude. Independence Day. Will Smith, obviously. We said Jeff Goldblum. We said Pullman. That's a classic, dude. That's
For
a
me,
classic. I'm glad someone
it's
brought it up.
every time whatever like the drunk guy is, like, whatever his name is, when he like sacrifices himself,
Right.
I have to cry.
You know, I hate that actor is insane nowadays. Because damn,
Oh really?
yeah, he's a crazy right wing guy. But yeah,
Oh, I didn't know. But you know,
as
that
well,
scene
he
is really,
dies. So I guess that's cool. He
yeah.
dies on Independence Day, so it's good.
Dude, yeah, you know, I'm gonna rethink that character now. But
That's what I'm saying. It always puts a stain on these damn movies when you find out they're like nutsos.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh wow, he is. He has a
He's looking it up
giant
right now.
beard. Wow.
This guy's looking it up right now.
He's facing deportation though.
Oh.
Oh, that was 2015. Never mind.
Uh,
The news on this guy are not that big. Dude, yeah, Independence Day. I actually have an Independence Day novel that my dad bought me that I'm gonna read it.
Interesting. Is that a like a adaptation of the movie, or
I
is it
think
like
it's
an
like
original story?
I think it's a sequel, bro. I don't know. I really don't know. It's just I just reading it right now. It just says Independence Day and something else. But yeah, what's your next movie? Hit me.
Next movie, dude. I got. Let's talk about.
Yeah, I
Let's
got
talk
two
about
more.
District
So
9, brother. District
oof.
9.
I probably watched half of it, but it was really good.
Okay. District 9. Also, kind of a realistic depiction. If aliens landed, we would definitely segregate them and stick them in like terrible living conditions. Yeah, dude, District 9. I would say the highlight for me in terms of District 9, we're talking a lot about in this episode practical effects.
Yeah.
The CG in this movie,
Oh, it's phenomenal, and how they did it also. It's great,
insanity, dude.
and I think
Insanity.
like Charlton Copley, the main actor, like
Yep.
interacts so well with it
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
easy to interact with a like CGI. Like,
Oh yeah, you're hanging out with prawn-looking aliens that are like 8 feet tall or whatever, right? Like it's
dude,
crazy.
I don't know. What I have watched of that movie, I think is phenomenal.
Dude, it's so good, and I do need to rewatch it because it has been like maybe a year and a half or something like that.
Oh, I was gonna say like 10. Wow.
Nah. It's so fun. It's a good thing that you brought up kind of this topic. I've been watching a lot more movies recently, and it just so happens that a lot of them are sci-fi. And
Yeah.
but yeah, I got to put this one on the list to rewatch soon. District 9. Too bad it never got that sequel. District 10.
What does it play? South Africa? Is it in South Africa?
Yep, I believe it takes place in South Africa. Just the story of these aliens that land, but the ones that are left on Earth are kind of like, quote unquote, the stupider ones. Let's say,
Yeah.
or like they're like the worker aliens as opposed to whatever.
Yeah.
And the mothership kind of just leaves them, and as these aliens are on Earth, the humans kind of stick them and segregate and say, "Oh, these aliens are coming for our jobs" and stuff like that, right? So, another movie that's very prescient, right?
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Really, I want to watch it. I have nothing to say about the.
You gotta watch it, dude, especially because the end is crazy.
Everything I have watched about that movie is phenomenal.
Yeah, great.
I think
great.
I saw Cordo Digital did a breakdown on it too. Probably.
Oh, I believe it, dude. Yeah, because the CG. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Anything else to say about District 9?
District 9. I mean, just the fact that I wish it had gotten a sequel, dude, because I really like the kind of world that they built.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it kind of left off in a cliffhangery type of way.
Okay.
So yeah, it kind of stinks that they were never able to.
Hey,
But I'm a huge fan of the Neil Blomkamp, the director of this.
Yeah.
Went on to do Elysium. Went on to do Chappie.
Okay. Chappie, I've heard, is really good too.
Yeah, so movies that it does stink because I think that District 9's like his peak, and then the rest of his movies are not as good, unfortunately. But still great CG in all the movies for sure. So definitely recommend checking them out. District 9 is definitely the best though.
Okay.
That's what I'll say.
My next is gonna be quickly. because we're almost at 30 minutes. Wow. Um, the Fourth Kind, which is a movie, it's a horror movie about aliens. Um, what's so sick about the Fourth Kind is that it's like based on true events, and you know it's not. But the way they started, it's Mila Jokovic, the from Resident
Oh,
Evil.
yeah,
She
yeah.
starts by saying, "Hi, I'm Mila Jokovic, and I'm acting in this movie called The Fourth Kind, based on true events." I am recreating what really happened, and every now and then we'll show you like side by side of like my recreation and the actual video. I know, but even the actual video is not real, but it adds so much to it that they
Mm,
break it from the beginning. Yeah, it's about like it's sort of like hauntings, like like people get like not possessed, but it's like starts with like there's like it's called the fourth kind. Like the first kind is like like they show up and like they're like by your window. Second they enter the house. Third kind like they make contact, and the fourth kind they take you.
oh shit. Okay.
Dude, it's such a phenomenal movie. I think like it's like my favorite horror movie for sure. Maybe it doesn't, like I haven't watched it probably in 5 years,
Mm.
but it's such a good movie. Like even though it's like terrifying, it's about aliens, so it like makes it kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know. And then
Fourth kind, dude.
I'll tell you my last movie real quick.
Okay.
It's called Enemy Mine. Enemy
Enemy
Mine is
mine.
a Dennis Quaid movie. It's about it's sort of like Void Rivals, where like Dennis Quaid is a human being and he crash lands on a planet in like a dogfight with an alien ship, and they hate each other. They have to like learn how to survive, become friends in the process, blah blah, survive together in a planet, even though they're two separate species. I love it. It's not a great movie. I think it's just beautiful. It's really like sweet, and I don't know. It makes me cry too. But it's sort of like the Void Rivals aspect of it, where
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you read the comic, like just like these two species that hate each other, having
Mm.
to survive, and it's not like a month, like they're there for years. So yeah,
That
it's
sounds pretty
just
good. I
yeah.
hadn't heard of that one before, so I'll have to write that down.
Also, a lot of practical effects. So like I don't know, I love that.
What kind of like year was it made? I guess like is it kind of an older one
Ooh,
or is it kind of
80s
newer?
probably. Let's
Oh,
see.
okay.
Yeah, Enemy Mine, 1985.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. I think you would like it a lot. I think all the alien things I've said, I trust that you would enjoy.
Enemy mine. Oh, not mind.
No, no, mine.
Gotcha. Yep. Dennis Quaid, another guy who is crazy nowadays.
Yeah, you know, I don't know what to say. We wrong actors,
I
right
love that. I
movies.
love that poster. That's so
It's
sick, dude.
so good, dude. It's so like campy at points, but it's good.
Enemies because they were taught to be, allies because they had to be, brothers because they dared to be.
It's good,
Nice.
dude.
I love that.
Yeah. What's your closing ones?
Let's see. I've got two. All right, so two kind of movies I want to bring up before we close out the movie portion. Talk about Alien real
Okay,
quickly. Um,
solid.
we've talked about this before on the show, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
because
talk
we talked.
about talking about horror movies, right? Talking about sci-fi. This has got to be the number one, dude. Talking about practical
I
effects,
thought you would pick Aliens, but wow,
aliens. Yeah, I don't know. Just growing up, I always kind of preferred the
the OG.
preferred the OG kind of. It's more of like an intimate kind of story, I guess, not as
Yeah,
like bombastic and kind of big as the sequel. I kind of like how this was like a small glimpse into the world, and I really
yeah.
think the world of the
Sometimes
alien
that's
was
better,
pretty
like
cool.
just like the confined space.
Yeah, it like doesn't answer too many questions. It kind of just drops
Yeah,
you on the Nostromo, and you're just out in space with this
it's
alien.
it's a solid movie. I like the new one as well.
Yeah, yeah. I know a lot of people were saying that
It's the same
I don't know.
thing.
Yeah, like it kind of follows the same beats as the previous ones, and
Yeah, but I
I don't know.
enjoyed the first one, so I'm gonna enjoy it.
That's what I was saying. I mean, it was done in a well made way, and it
Dude,
was kind
and
of different.
what's her name? Kaylee Spiney.
Yeah, I thought
Spiney,
she was great too.
dude,
Right?
killed it. I don't know. It's just like Alien. Good pick, dude. I'm not gonna say anything else. Good pick.
It's just always been a classic growing up. My mom always
Yeah.
throwing on Alien. One that my dad, who not like the biggest fan of sci-fi and stuff like that, but he was always partial to Alien as well. So just a
Okay.
movie we always had growing up. Classic for me. One that I watched, last couple three months or something like that. So
Nice.
had a
Yeah, I
great time
remember
watching it.
you telling me.
Yeah,
I watched all of them recently too.
yeah, yeah. I should rewatch Aliens though. That one has
Yeah.
been a couple years.
Yeah.
I don't watch that one nearly as much, but Alien, dude. And then the last movie that I want to bring up, dude, really quickly. Technically, Aliens, guys. You ever see The
Oof.
World's End, dude?
It's the best movie in the Cornetto trilogy. I
That's
don't
like
care what
that's kind of
anyone
wanted to talk
says.
to you about, right? So the fact that the Cornetto trilogy exists, right, is just such an awesome thing. I love those movies, all three of them.
I don't
But
know how I missed that one. That one's like top 10 for me. Like of all
dude,
time. I'm not even
it's
talking
so
alien
good.
movies.
So I watched this on the plane to where the hell did we go recently? The plane to Chicago, dude.
Chicago,
To see
yeah.
TV. I watched this on the plane, and I just like it just reignited my love for
Dude.
this movie. I think
I
Simon
had a
Pegg, Nick Frost is just so good in this one.
dude,
Story about brothership, friendship. Yeah,
every
yeah.
time me and my brother, I don't know why I made him watch it.
Okay,
But like I made him watch it a couple years ago, and every time we go like on a trip or something, I say, "Hey, we're doing the Golden Mile,"
nice.
and like, dude, that's such a good movie. It's my favorite one of the Cornetto trilogy. Like all of them are good. Like nothing against Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz, but that one just has so much heart.
It's got a ton of heart, and you're right. I think maybe more heart than the other ones, and I think I don't know, just the kind of setup. I think that I don't know. To me, it is like it's the latest one that they made in the Cornetto
Yeah,
trilogy. It
that's the
must be
last
right.
one. Yeah,
So yeah, it makes a ton of sense. It's kind of like the tipping point. It's what it's all been leading to. It's kind of like the most perfected Edgar Wright, Simon
yeah,
Pegg
dude.
sort of
I
comedy. So yeah,
I
I
love that
think
you
it's super
picked
strong.
it because I don't know how I missed it. Because that
It's
like
like
no joke. It's like in I have a dude. I'm gonna look it up. I
yeah.
don't
So
care. Keep
why you
talking.
look up? Yeah, yeah. Why you look up real quick? I'll just say that it's such like a tightly tuned movie. Like you can tell that the writing, like there is no skipped beats. Like there is like nothing missing. The pacing is perfect.
Yeah,
Uh,
I have like
yeah, dude.
a list of favorite movies, not in order in my phone, but you can see The World's End is the last one.
Yeah, nice, nice, nice.
Dude, I love
Yeah,
that movie
it's
so much.
hilarious
It's
too.
hilarious. The music is great. The
Yeah,
fight scenes are great. The
fight scenes.
jokes, I think it has the best jokes in the Cornetto trilogy.
That's what I was saying. I think it is just like in every aspect of the Cornetto trilogy, like as far as action,
Yeah,
comedy, heart, like it is the best in all those categories. So
uh
yeah.
it has the end speech once again, like when he says to
Mm,
Ur is human, so Ur and I don't know, dude, it's so magical.
that's a good one, dude. That's a good one.
I
Yeah,
sort of like, oh my god, thank you. I'm not gonna say anything else. I'm like literally like, I want to
it's a
watch
good
it
one,
right now.
dude.
I almost hanging up this just to watch it.
It might be a good
Uh,
one to rewatch soon, dude. It's good.
I
It's sick.
rewatch it all the time. I don't know how I missed
Nice.
it, dude. Okay, okay. Let's
And I
let's move
just
on.
rewatched. I just rewatched Shaun of the Dead too.
I
Probably
watched it in the
about
theaters. Yeah, they did a
nice.
re-release. I went to the movies.
Hell yeah, dude! I watched it probably about 3 months ago, and I still think that after watching The World's End, I'm like,
Oh
yo,
yeah,
this is
one
the
hundred
heat. This
percent.
is this is good, dude. This is yeah,
Well, you wanna move on to novels right now since that's a short one. I think comics is
yeah, yeah.
also gonna be a short one for me. It's gonna be a nice wrap up.
Comics for me, I got like four. I got four.
Okay,
I
I
can just
got I got two.
okay, and I got one novel. So
Okay, go for it, homie. You first.
uh, well, actually, because I think that you might be bringing it up, but the novel I was going to talk about is Project Hail Mary.
Yeah, that's. I want you
Um,
to go first, and you'll see why.
okay, interesting. So you want me to go first? So
Yes,
well,
I have
I
it here.
guess
Like, just
yeah, yeah. I guess I was kind of hoping you would because I don't know where you are in the book, and I don't want to like
no, no,
spoil.
no. Go. Say. I mean, you can. You didn't spoil Arrival, so you
Okay,
could talk about a non-spoiler.
dude,
You
Project
got
Hail
this.
Mary is probably my favorite book of all time, and I know that's probably recency bias because it's like the
Yeah,
one of the most recent novels that I finished or whatever.
I'm on page 34.
Um,
If that.
oh, only 34. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So man, so you haven't even got to like
No, no.
the part
The
that like
aliens.
yeah. So okay, so without saying anything further, there is aliens in this
Yeah, no,
movie,
I know that.
so or in this book, and you know that, so that's good. So that won't that's not a spoiler, but in a similar way to Arrival, it handles aliens in a very different and unique way. I can't wait till you get to that point so you can kind of see it. And I think that's where Andy Weir really flexes his ability to,
The muscle, yeah.
yeah, just like this, whatever, like the science muscle that he has. Like he
Yeah.
really flexes it, and he's like, hey, this is how an alien would talk to, not, I forgot the main character's name, Ryland Grace. I almost called him Ryan
Yeah.
Gosling.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
but
kind of
yeah,
funny because it's the only thing I knew about the book before jumping in, like the character's name.
okay.
And it starts with him not knowing his name for like three
Dude,
chapters.
isn't that such a good setup, right? Because you're learning with this character,
Dude,
like the
it's
setup for the book. Like you don't know
like
why the Earth is messed up
yeah,
and like all that stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like there's you can't really spoil this book. Like anything you want to say about it, but like I'll say
I.
like my favorite details is like the character wakes up in a spaceship. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if you saw the cover, like this is not a spoiler, you know. But
Right.
he doesn't know why he's there. He doesn't know who he is. Like he's just like he has an IV, he has a catheter, he has a tube up his butt, and he has to figure it out. And like when it comes to like the writing, this is all I'll say because like I don't know if we can say more because you seem nervous. Um, there's like a part where he's like trying to figure out where he is. And he drops something off a table and counts how long it takes to like get to the floor, like
Mm.
20 times, and that's when he figures out that the gravity is not 9.8.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I that was phenomenal.
That's what I'm saying, dude. The
As
book is
soon
filled with
as
moments like that, bro. It's like super practical. Like it feels real, and it feels super
it's
real.
it's
That's all
such
I
a
say.
sciency book without
Mm.
needing to know any science.
Yes, dude. And that when I if you remember, I had brought up Project Hail Mary back on the
Yeah,
show a little bit ago. And I think that's Andy Weir's strength is that he explains these scientific concepts, but he
yeah.
explains it to you like a science teacher, bro, like your high school
Because
science teacher, and
because
he just breaks down these complex things. Yeah.
the main character is explaining it to himself. Because
Exactly. Yep.
there's like a point where he's like, "Oh, I'm a scientist. That's why I know all these things."
Right, because he doesn't even know that
Yeah,
exactly. He doesn't even know his profession, and along
yeah.
with not knowing his name and stuff like that at the start of the book. So yeah,
It's phenomenal. Mm,
you haven't even got to like the craziest twists and all that stuff, dude. Like
yeah,
there, okay. So without getting spoiler again, right? But it really gets to the point. Maybe you get to like halfway, and then the back half of the book, it's just twist after twist after twist. Like
dude,
I'm not even joking.
give me 2 days, no joke.
Okay,
Because
you will.
I was gonna finish it by today, but then like I got asked to like make a video for something,
Yeah, yeah,
and it derailed all my plans. So I was pissed that I couldn't finish it. But
yeah, dude. You're
I
gonna love it, bro. You're
so
gonna
far
love
I
it.
love it. Like no joke, it was like couldn't put it down.
Especially after reading what I have of Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Yeah,
It's kind of the same, a lot of the same humor, to be honest with you, like the same kind of tone and writing.
yeah,
It is like a sci-fi book, and at times it can be like really sad and whatever. But I feel like Andy Weir and the Matt Dinniman, they kind of have
yeah,
like the same sort of writing
yeah. It's like
style,
witty.
where yeah, witty, yeah, very witty, kind of smart,
Okay.
without being like, oh, this guy's an asshole type
Yeah,
of
yeah,
witty.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, dude, I love Project Hail Mary.
phenomenal.
I don't know how the fuck they're gonna make this into a movie, dude.
Me
No
neither. So
idea,
far,
bro.
it's so much inner narration and
Yeah,
um.
how
I
would that even make sense?
same with Dungeon Crawler Crawler turning into a show, and I'm like, how the hell are you gonna do that?
Show for that one, a show.
It makes sense, I think.
Interesting. Per like a season per book. I guess that's not
Yeah,
that crazy.
I think so. But I want to ask you. You know
Yeah,
me. You know what I read, right?
yeah, yeah.
You know that I read a lot of topics, a lot of like heavy books sometimes.
Yeah,
I
I would say I just stick to sci-fi, but you're definitely more of
what
a like you
what
read more genres. So
you said? We said aliens, and I want you to guess what I picked because that was my whole thing. I think Cody's gonna like have some ideas of what I'm gonna pick.
so I don't understand. So you want me to pick like guess what you
Yeah, like
picked for
just
a
try to
book?
guess what my book was.
I don't know, maybe like Hitchhiker's Guide or something like that.
Okay, so we picked the topic, and I'm like Dungeon Crawler Carl Easy, and I was like, no, we've talked about that. And then I was like, Cody's gonna expect me to do Hitchhiker's Guide.
I don't know if I was expecting it. I just thought that as
I
far as like classic sci-fi alien books, like
yeah, I
either
thought
you were going to talk about it or me. For me, it's
yeah,
been way too long since I've read it, so I don't know if I could really
I
speak
thought
to
you
it.
would expect like if I'm not gonna do because I told you I'm not gonna do Project Hail Mary, so I thought you would expect like something like that.
Okay.
I did the exact opposite, and I walked into Barnes and Noble, and I picked out the first book that had the word alien in the title.
Okay.
The first one I saw. So I read I got abducted by aliens and now I'm trapped in a rom com.
Okay. I would not have guessed that.
Exactly. It's just smut.
Okay, so you got tricked into buying smut.
Yes, but for the like, I was just like, I have to like, I'm already. I always spend the money. It's $19, and I'm like,
Wow.
God damn it, I have to like. It's gonna be like, I was like, I asked some friends, I was like, oh, maybe I should pick another book, and they were like, no, it's funnier if you like talk about it.
I guess so. Yeah, yeah.
Um, it's not. First of all, it's really good writing. Um,
Okay. So
I
it's
do have to
well
say
written
that like
smut. That's good.
the world building really good.
Okay, nice, nice.
This girl gets she's like a she works with animals in Africa, and she's like gets about to get killed by a lion, and she gets abducted by aliens,
Okay, nice.
thrown into another planet. The lion's also there, but she like escapes, and she can understand the lion. They can talk to each other, and then like
Okay.
an alien from another race is there, and like
Is
then there's
that where the
another
smut begins?
there's two aliens from other races, and then like yeah, she's there to they wanted to repopulate this new planet. They're like not forced to, but like that was the people who abducted them. That's their plan. Like, hey, you gotta like repopulate this.
Okay.
But there's like a subplot of like the aliens that like she falls in love with at the end, like are not from that planet originally. They're also like abducted from somewhere else. So like the subplot of those aliens that like they're like, oh, like one of them killed the king because he didn't want him to be king, and like that part's phenomenal.
Okay.
It's really funny at times. Like it is like witty. It's interesting because like the aliens are like, oh, we populated this planet with things from, like animals from your planet, and it's just dinosaurs because they went to museums to get the information.
Okay.
Um, it's funny. I wouldn't read it again because it's not my type of book.
That's why I
Um,
wonder why you just why you bought it in the first place.
because it
It's
was
so crazy.
funny to just like I was like, that's the longest title I've ever seen in a book, and it. I read rom com. Rom com doesn't
I think
give
I've read
me
it. I think I've read a Tinian book a Tinian book that had a longer title than that. Just joking.
when I read
Anyways,
like rom com. I was like, oh, it's gonna be like sweet, silly, whatever. Because rom com doesn't give like repopulate a planet.
right?
It was not a rom com, but
Okay.
it is funny. If anyone is into that kind of book, I mean, it's very well written. Kimberly Lemming, go off, Queen.
Okay.
But yeah, I had to
Sash seal
finish it.
approval. Sash seal
It
approval.
is like yeah, no, it's like 280 pages,
Okay.
and committing to the bit.
Committing to the bit. You are one to commit to the bit. That is
I
true.
yeah,
We do know that here on the show.
I have nothing else to say.
Okay.
I
No, listen. I appreciate you bringing up like a different. We never talk about those kinds of books on the show or whatever. So
in my head I was like, I just like want to. It was also the thing where like you want to force yourself to read something that's not like in your wheelhouse
I
because
got
it's
you.
like you're like, oh, sci-fi, like immediately you went like Hitchhiker's Guide. Me too.
Right.
But I was like, why? Like, let me not stick to classics and pick something new,
Pick
something
something new.
different.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just happened
Right.
that the thing I picked was that. But yeah, I can't shit on it. It's really well written. Like it's bet hot take. Twilight is not well written and people love it. This is really well written. That's my hot take of the day. Um, if you ask me to
Nice,
rate
dude.
it 1 through 5, it's like I have to give it like a 2.5 because
Two
like,
point five, right down the middle. Yeah. Yeah.
well, it's not something I enjoyed. It is not
You're not the
bad.
audience. Maybe you're not the audience for it. Maybe I don't
Yeah, I'm
know.
not the audience for it, but it's well written. Like the characters have a lot of personality. So hey, there you go, Kimberly.
Nice, dude. Kimberly, shout out, man.
Let's go
Love it.
for it. Let's go for comics.
Comics, dude. Actually, you know what? Real quickly, dude. I got two. I got one show I kind of want to bring up because I realized that we
go for it. Go for it.
kind of missed it after we did the movie stuff.
Yeah.
Show I want to bring up, Futurama, dude. As
Oh,
you
there.
see the
Yeah.
poster behind me. I just got a quick shout out to Futurama. Not too much I want to say. If you know about Futurama, you know about Futurama. But there's a lot of aliens in the show. It is a show that takes place 1,000 years in the future. So there's a lot of room for
Yeah.
alien side characters and stuff like that. But
I've only watched like 3 episodes, but it's phenomenal. It's really
dude,
funny.
it's funny. I watch it every morning because it comes on before South Park at 10 on Comedy Central every morning. So Futurama, I'm starting my day every single morning with Futurama every work
Nice.
day. I got the
Yeah, you got
I
the.
got
I
it.
was gonna say.
Got it signed by the original cast,
Yeah,
Billy West, Katie Seagal, and Joe up there. So yeah,
dude, that's so dope. Yeah, Futurama is good. I don't know if I should say. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's better than The Simpsons because it is a
okay.
macaroni show. It's more for me than The Simpsons.
I always felt the same way, dude, because just my, like we're talking about my inclination to sci-fi
Yeah,
from my grandpa and stuff like that from a young age. Like I was just had been partial to sci-fi,
yeah,
and then in my opinion, dude, I really do think, because you watch The Simpsons and there's not every single line's a joke. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. No,
Futurama, in the
every
same way that we like The World's End,
yeah.
it is so well written. Every single thing is a joke, and a lot of it's like visual gags and stuff too. So you kind of have to be paying
I
attention to the show
love
itself.
this is
But yeah,
like the one comment I can say when Fry and Bender get an apartment, they
yeah,
stay
classic.
they stay in Bender's apartment for like a week. It's just a closet, but turns out that it's a whole apartment. Just Bender doesn't use it.
Right. Because as a robot, his closet is the rest of the apartment. He's like, I don't need that shit because I don't need my closet. I just need this tiny
It's
space here for my room. Yeah, yeah,
it's so funny, dude. It's
yeah, yeah.
honestly, I'm glad you brought it up because I know it's one of your favorites. I've been looking at Bender the entire time and not thinking about it. Um, are we gonna do
Yeah,
video
had to give.
games? I guess I could
Um, I had one game that I wanted to bring up. So
just
yeah,
say
dude,
it.
if
Just
you
say your favorite.
sure, I got you. The one game I wanted to bring up that featured sort of aliens. Got to give a shout out to
Yeah,
Ratchet and
I thought
Clank.
you were gonna say that, which is
One
why
of
I didn't
my
pick it.
Yeah, just like Insomniac Games, one of the classic franchises from my childhood as a PlayStation kid growing up. The new one's pretty good too that they released,
Yeah,
and yeah, just Ratchet and Clank is just love it. All the different like types of weapons, really goofy.
it's a fun game. I played the
Yeah,
PlayStation 1 or 2.
and I think too, if you kind of understand me as a person, I guess like if I like Ratchet and Clank, if I'm liking Futurama, you know what I'm saying? Like all these kind of things are the same sort of
Yeah, it's the same vibe.
jokey, vibey, sci-fi sort of thing.
Yeah, not
But
too
yeah,
serious, but like fun.
and that's the game. That's the only game I really wanted to shout out for this episode was Ratchet and
Okay.
Clank,
Well,
being a Lombax one of the last of his alien race or whatever. So yeah,
mine, Lego Star Wars, the complete saga.
nice shouts. Yep,
Not the
yep,
complete saga. The complete saga, like the PlayStation 1, 2. Is
yeah,
that the
yeah.
complete saga or yeah, dude, phenomenal game. I don't think I've ever had that much fun. It's not my favorite game of all time, but it's the most fun I've ever had playing a video game. Um,
So
I
you
don't
like
know.
number two or number one?
The one that's like the 6 movies. I do
Okay,
like that
this is
one.
just yeah. This one just has the just the first three movies.
I
I think
do
it
I
doesn't even
do
have
like that
the
one, but
number two. I think has all the rest of the
yeah,
movies.
it's like
So
the complete saga. I think it's called.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because the new one is the Skywalker saga.
Oh, I think it's actually in my PS3 right now. That's why I
It's
don't have it.
good. It's really good. It's honestly like you cannot have if anyone like wants to just play a video game, they've never played a video game. Like that's such a good entry point.
Right.
It doesn't
I would
take itself
agree.
too seriously. It's fun. Like
It's
you
not
don't
too
even need
hard.
to know Star Wars. You're watching the movies as you play.
Yeah.
The humor in Lego games is so unique
For all ages,
for
especially
all
back in the day when
ages.
they didn't have they didn't do
Dialogue,
like they didn't do
yeah, dude,
dialogue,
it's
so it was
so
all.
good. It's like,
Oh, here we go. Found it.
yeah,
This one's
it's
the original trilogy.
oh, so I'm talking about the complete saga,
Right.
which
So
is the
even
mixture of
different
both.
then.
Yeah,
Right.
I picked that one because you can play all 6 movies. Like
Mm-hmm.
I played both of the ones you've shown me so far. The one
Gotcha.
where
Yeah.
you get 6 movies. That's it for video games. I'm gonna go for my first comic,
Okay.
and it's gonna be like a not a throwaway, but like really quick because I haven't read it all, but
Okay.
it's Dread, Smosh versus Zombies. And why do I bring this up? Smosh is a YouTube channel that I started watching when I was 7.
Can I see the cover for that again? Sure.
Yeah.
Can you show it closer? We say it's called Dread.
Dread Smosh vs Zombies. So
Okay.
I'll get into why it's called that. Um, I started watching Smosh when I was like 7 years old. It's like when YouTube started, 2005. You know, and they've just always been there. And I think with time, I'm making a video about it. And what's hard is that like I wouldn't consider myself like a fan because it's not like fanboy like shit. It's like I just like as a creator, I'm just really inspired by Smosh
Gotcha.
as a YouTube channel, dude. Like even for this, it's like the basis of this. I always tell you, like, is we're just two friends
Right.
talking, and that's like the whole point of what Smosh is and was. Um, and they played this game on Smosh Games called Dread. It's basically like an RPG, but with Jenga. Like, oh, you want to instead of rolling dice like D&D, you have to
Okay.
pull a Jenga block, and it was the game's called Dread, and it was them like it's like Smosh versus Zombies, but they did Smosh versus Aliens, and I want to point it out because I know they're like this one's for zombies, but they're making all of them,
Oh, I
which
got
is
you. I
why I
got
want to
you.
bring it. Which is why I said like this throwaway. I know they're gonna make the Alien one, and I say it because I want them to, because I don't think we get like when it comes to comic books, we don't get many like indie like people just like YouTube channels. Like that's such a good idea. Like it's a D&D campaign basically turned into a comic.
Right.
And I think if I talk enough about Smosh vs Zombies, I can get Smosh vs Aliens.
That'd be cool, dude.
That's my whole point. It's like this one's not about aliens, but if I try enough,
Right.
I will get it.
I got you. Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I think you would love like the video, dude.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it's so good. And the comic, it's in black and white. I'll show you. The art is by Sabrina Santiago. The writing is the guy who hosts. It's George Primavera. He's like the DM.
Gotcha.
And the
Yep.
art is like black and white, really cute, really nice.
Yep.
I like it. I don't know. I just wanted to
Almost like a
shout out.
manga sort of style.
Yeah, it looks like a manga. I just wanted to give a shout out to Smosh vs Zombies, hopefully, so we can get Smosh vs Aliens.
Nice. Get the buzz going, dude. So that way
Yeah,
you can.
I'll tell you this: it's sold out, immediately
Okay.
sold out. So let's hope. I mean, like if we talk enough about it, we might get either a reprint of this one, or we will keep the story rolling.
I love it, dude. Especially because I know that Smosh is a long
Yeah,
time
it's
classic for you.
it's
So
an inspiration, honestly. Like I
yeah, yeah.
watch it and like yeah, it's funny and everything, but every video I'm like, okay, see the lighting and like oh how they did that, like that's good format.
Gotcha.
It's
Right,
just
right,
like
right.
so inspirational. But yeah, go for your comic. I only have one more.
I got you, dude. So I kind of a little bit of a cheater, dude. So I got a bunch of Superman comics. The
Hell
greatest
yeah, hell
alien of all
yeah!
time. The
I knew
greatest
you were gonna do it.
Superman superhero alien comic book
I know
character of
you
all
so
time.
well, dude, because I
Oh
was
yeah,
gonna.
dude. So I got three recommendations,
I
and
was
yeah, yeah.
I was gonna ask you the smallest one you have in that batch. I need you to talk about it. That's the one I was waiting for you to pick.
This
There you
one,
go.
Superman smashes the Klan. So this is my first. So a little bit, just tiny bit of background. So when Near Mint Condition, right, reached out to me, he's like, "Yo,
Yeah,
Kody, you got to be on this Superman Evergreen panel, dude. We need you, right?"
yeah.
I'm like, "Okay, cool. What are the number one, number two, number three Superman stories that I want to recommend that should always be in print from DC Comics?" So when I go on to talk about it, this is my number one pick, dude.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
important.
it's probably the most it's very prescient, very very important, especially in today's
It's,
time. The strengths of this one is that it's a for all ages Superman story, and I mean that in every sense of the word. For all ages, this is good for little baby 3-year-olds, dude. You want to show them their first ever Superman story. This is for your seasoned guy who thinks he's read every single Superman story and there's nothing crazy different you can do about him. This is for you, man. This will like open your eyes. It's so sick. Um, just like a good natured, fun Superman story. But I really do think that these two characters on the cover here, they're like the protagonists of the story. So like looking through the world through their eyes, like they're learning how the importance of Superman themselves, but then us as the reader, we learn it as well. So this is the one that I
uh,
can recommend. It's got to be in print for all time. Yeah, it really is like the perfect Superman story, but maybe even perfect like superhero
yeah,
story.
yeah, because
Perfect.
he's fighting the clan.
I mean, it's just like, it's just come on, dude. Like
You gotta.
it's just because obviously the clan. It's just like the clan is everything that goes against Superman, right? It's
Yeah,
just the total opposite of all his
yeah.
values.
He's
So
an
he's going in there, bro. He's
he is
fucking them up, dude.
he is quite literally an alien in all
Exactly.
sense of the word.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
dude. So and this gets into, I guess too, you know what it is. A lot of it too is these main characters obviously are
yeah,
Asian Americans,
yeah.
and
Which I
that shit always hits harder for me.
I know.
Um, that shit is always the stuff that's making me cry and stuff like that. So
I
this book
got
made it hit
choked
extra
up.
hard.
I get choked up right now with you being excited. So
Okay, yeah, yeah. But
yeah,
yeah, this book is just such a classic, dude. So that's the first one. I get to the other ones quicker.
yeah. No,
This one,
I. That's why I asked you to talk about that one because I knew
mm,
you had more to say.
I've talked about this one on the channel before. My favorite recent Superman read. It's
Okay, up in the sky.
the lengths that Superman would go to save one girl, right?
Yeah,
So he's going all across the galaxy, all that stuff. Just a really great Superman story.
Tom
And then
King.
Tom King, and then Mark Waid with Superman Birthright, probably the definitive Superman
Yeah,
origin story. In a lot of ways, like you know how some people say Batman Year One, that's like the
yeah,
origin. This is the origin from Mark Waid. This is
yeah.
the Superman origin story. So yeah, dude, I think if you're trying to get into Superman, especially if you're getting ready for the movie, Superman Birthright, great origin story. Superman Up in the Sky, just a great classic Superman story, and then Smashes the Klan. Everybody needs to
A
read it. It's
guideline
not for
to
kids. It's not for like
adults. It's for everyone,
yeah, and it like that's the way like at their best, that's what comics should be,
and
right?
it's
So
important.
yeah, yeah,
So,
agreed. Yeah, so
you
those are
do
the
you have one
comics.
more?
Yeah, so kind of, I mean, so like I was gonna mention, I'm wearing the shirt for Nice House on the Lake or
I've been
whatever.
waiting.
So like I
As
was gonna bring
soon
that
as you
up,
sat down, dude.
and that one's weird too because it's an alien story, but it's like it's Walter, right? And like kind of the
Yeah,
situation that they're in is kind of alien,
yeah.
but yes, I didn't know if I
So,
was gonna get
no,
into it,
no.
but
I was waiting. I saw this shirt as soon as you sat down. I was like, this
yeah,
son of a
I was like
bitch.
I was gonna wear the shirt just in case we brought it up,
I
but
was
yeah,
like, you
so
son of a bitch.
and I know that you love it too, so I don't know
It's
if you
my
were gonna bring
holy
it up.
grail comic. I don't buy
Mm,
graded comics. It's the only one I bought. It's a 9.8 signed by James Tynion.
it's beautiful, dude. It's
It's
beautiful.
it's the I would say it's an indie comic, although it's not
Isn't
because
that so weird, right?
it's a DC Black Label book, but it's an indie
Right.
comic. I don't care what anyone says. It has a sequel, House by the Sea, which I have not
Right.
caught up on.
Yeah,
Um,
what I don't know what the heck is that might be like delayed.
but
That
I'm
series
behind like 2 issues, regardless.
that series might literally be delayed for like 4 months. I have no idea what's going on
Dude,
with that one.
world ends, but like 10 people, 10, 12, however many people get
I think
invited to this
12,
house.
yeah.
12 people get invited to this lake house by their friend Walter, and when they arrive, Walter's like, "Hey guys, just so you know, I'm an alien. The world ended, and now you're all here forever. You're not gonna age. You're not gonna get. You're just here. I'm letting you
Yep.
guys survive."
Right? Such a crazy setup, right?
It's I'm glad I'm talking about it right now when it's over and everyone can read it in one go because it works better as a collected edition.
Agreed. Yep. The
I
deluxe. You gotta get the deluxe. It's nice.
Since I read it, I have been looking for a comic that really makes me feel that way, and I have not found it. There's a magic to just how well it's written, like how smart it is, the visuals, like because Walter, like we said, is an alien. Like when he turns into his alien form, like
When he does it for the first
you
time,
do
dude, I
it,
was
do it,
like,
do it. Stand up, Kody. Show it.
well, what? Oh,
Yeah, dude.
it's giving freaking the thing, dude. Honestly, like the kind of like warping, sort of like what the heck am I even looking at type of stuff.
It's
Dude.
magic. I really like. If anyone, just because it's a DC book, forget that. There's an indie comic at heart. Go check it out if you want to get into comics. You need to know nothing.
Right.
It's 12 issues, I think. It's by the collected edition. If you don't like it, I will literally pay you back. I won't, but like you know what I mean? Like, oh my god, it's so wonderful, dude. I Oh, there it is.
Yeah, yeah. Is that the one where you,
Yeah, there
it's
it
like
is.
that's like the good one where it happens for the first time?
Dude, I don't know. I could sit here and make an entire episode just about Nice House on the Lake.
It is.
And
really
Nice House by the Sea is really good as well. Want to put that out there.
I just looked it up just for just so our audience knows or whatever. But Nice House by the Sea, it looks like it's on a little bit of a break, like they did the first 6
Yeah.
issues. and it is on a pause after March. So it looks like they're getting ready for the second
Yeah,
volume to come out. But
they did the same with Nice House by the Lake.
yeah, I remember that for sure.
Dude,
Definitely, that's
also,
why it's better as a freaking collected
um,
edition because that break was. I didn't remember anything when they came back from the break, dude. So
yeah, dude. I
would have
don't
been
know. There's
lame.
so much. Like James is such a good writer, such a cool guy. Honestly, a
Yeah,
lot of
he's
like good
really cool.
representation in this book, like LGBT representation,
True,
LGBTQ
true.
plus. We get it's just every type of person in this house. It's every personality. Like it's so well written. It doesn't feel like this one thing. Like you're a group of friends. Like a lot of people would just do like white guys. Like no,
Mm,
this is a group of people coming
right.
together from all different places and like backstories and origins. It's wonderful. And like they have to face the reality that no one in their lives is alive anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's magic. I honestly could sit here for hours just talking about that one book.
Yeah, dude. Nice House on Lake, certified banger classic. Like Christian was saying, it feels indie even though it's technically DC Black Label. But I think that's because the DC Vertigo wasn't
Yeah.
like
Now it's
they
Vertigo,
started
right?
it. They started it back up. Now it's like
Yeah.
under Vertigo. So like when it's coming out, DC, Nice House by the Sea, that's underneath the Vertigo label. So definitely more of an indie sort of feel.
It's
But
it's
yeah,
phenomenal, dude. Go
yeah, dude.
everyone if you want to get into comics, like a little bit more like adult, like really like
Mm,
dark.
yeah,
Nice
yeah,
House, but like you will not be disappointed. I will not pay for it if you don't like it though. That was a joke.
yeah.
But
You took that back really fast.
well, I realized that I haven't bought it for myself.
Okay,
So how could I buy it for someone else?
just gonna be buying it for everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on, dude. I mean, listen, that's the last the comic I had. I talked about all the movies I
Yeah.
wanted. I think I talked about everything, dude, that I wanted
Kody, it
to
was
talk about.
lovely talking to you about aliens.
Area 51, episode 51, dude.
I'll end it with this.
Okay.
You ever seen a UFO?
Have I ever? Okay, so I'll tell you this. So one time, right, me and Riley were outside doing our thing. We saw so have you ever seen Starlink?
Yes, yes.
You have seen Starlink at night?
Yeah.
Like that looks crazy, right? So we
Yeah.
saw that one time. But this was like a time before that. So don't say it's Starlink in the
No,
comments,
no,
all
no.
right?
I got you. I got you.
I know the difference, guys.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, dude, Riley and I saw something bizarre zip across the sky that
Yeah.
it didn't move in the way that a meteor
Yeah, no,
comet
no. I
would
feel
or
you because I've
whatever.
had the same like
And I'd say, oh, it was moving like this, like way slower than a comet or a meteor or whatever.
yeah.
It was like, it's probably just Starlink, dude. I'm like, dude, have you
No.
seen Starlink? And they're like, no, I
Yeah, it
haven't. I'm
looks
like,
like a jellyfish. Like Starlink is like a whole thing.
yeah, I'm like, dude, Starlink's like a long line. Like it looks
Yeah.
insane. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but it's way different than a UFO comet,
Dude,
guys. Like, come on,
I've had that thing where I'm like I saw that thing standing still and then move really fast.
right?
Like if it was a meteor, it wouldn't be standing still unless it was coming directly at me. Like at my and then decided to switch like a 90-degree angle. And
Right.
I saw it and I had like a deep fear within me. And then I moved on with my day.
Nice.
But just like
You know,
that,
it's messed up though, dude. I think if I brought it up to Riley, I think she'd be like, "Oh, we were just seeing like that wasn't." I
dude,
think she's more on the side of it wasn't a UFO now, but in the
it
moment,
was.
you
It
bet your
was.
ass she was saying it was a UFO, dude. But yeah,
Yeah, I
anyway.
mean, listen, that's gonna do it for this episode of Color Break, episode 51.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, thank you for watching the episode. Please let us know if you've seen any UFOs in the comments, and if
I would
you,
love to. I would
yeah,
love to hear some
give
UFO
us your
stories.
alien stories. We might read them in a future episode if we
It's good.
want to.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, what's your favorite alien movie? Anything aliens? Leave it in the comments. And yeah, I've been Comic Book Stash. This has been Cody. Cody, say one last thing before I cut you off.
I always say read more comics. That's
Okay,
what I'm
bye.
gonna say.